What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This your boy 49er Dion here, back with another video. Now, I know this video is a little bit late, and most of the time people kind of jump on the post-game videos, but it took me a second to make it happen, man. I was really upset. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on anything and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right into it, man. This was a horrendous game. This was a really horrendous game. And it, what kills me is like, even without having Debo and without having Brandon Ayuk out there, we should have still been great at receiver. We should have still been fine. But that proves otherwise. Um, I'm just gonna go through the drives with you guys, just to start. We're just gonna go through the drives, and then we can take a look at numbers and figures, and I'll let y'all know exactly what I saw throughout the game. But this is what killed me. So first drive, we come out 6 plays. We only had 26 yards. Total time of possession was about 3:10. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Boom, kick a Robbie goal field goal. I said okay. Opening up with a Robbie goal field goal. I'm not opposed to that. That's cool. So what do we do on the next one? 5 plays. Arizona starts on the 25. They only get 20 yards. They only had the ball for 1 minute and 45 seconds. What do we do? Shut that down. We made them punt. So next play we come back. 1 play, 76 yards to Raheem the Dream Mostert. Took off 22.73 miles per hour. But Tyreek Hill is the cheetah. You didn't reach them kind of heights. You weren't even the fastest ball carrier last year. Because Matt Breida, the real cheetah, was the fastest ball carrier last year. So Tyreek Hill, you got competition, brother. Might want to turn on them burners every now and then. Oh, I forgot. They didn't let you do that in the game you played. So next drive, for the defense, 3 plays, only 3 yards, 1 minute and 22 seconds, punt. Then for us, next drive we had offensively, 3 plays. We only got 5 yards. We only had the ball 1 minute and 26 seconds, guys. That was horrible, TOP. That's just nothing. It's not even doing much. That first quarter was like super active. So what happened? Block punt. So special teams didn't do their job. Block punt. And that put them right in position, man. They didn't have far to go, so it was way too easy. So what happened? It was 1 play, 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray right to Edmonds, this running back they got, 10-7. So I'm like, damn it, man. But I thought about it. I'm like, our defense had their backs against the wall. Like we can't fault them for that. It is what it is. So we come back, man. 3 plays, 7 yards, total of 1 minute and 38 seconds, and we punt the ball. That's not good. Like TOP is king here for us to be able to do things, but at the same time we gotta move the ball. 3 plays and only 7 yards, so we went 3 and out. Next we get a ball back to the Cardinals. Defense does their job again. The only time the Cardinals really scored like that in the first half was that one time they were already in the red zone because of that block punt. Other than that, the defense held them down in ways you couldn't even imagine. So, 4 plays, 11 yards, minute and 16 seconds, boom, go ahead and we make them punt. So we get the ball back, 10 plays, 66 yards, 6 minutes and 31 seconds. That's the kind of time of possession I'm talking about. Now we get down to the goal line. It's 4th down. Kyle says, fuck that, man. We going for it. So I'm thinking to myself, this is great. Cool. We going for it? I love it. Where's Jeff? Why is Raheem in? No. Goal line is Jeff Wilson Jr.'s job. That's what he does. He gets in. But Raheem Mostert's in. Why is that? We all know what Jeff did the first 2 games of the season last year. He scored 4 touchdowns when we were inside the 5. So, in what way, shape, and form is Kyle Shanahan thinking that this is going to be a situation where you trot out Raheem Mostert? What? What? Come on, people. Come on now. Kyle, you got to do better. We know goal line situations is for Jeff Wilson Jr., and he was not inactive because he was dressed. When you are inactive, you are dressed like you are on the streets. You might be in 49er gear, but you dressed in some sweats and a hoodie. You are not dressed up to play. You are not active. Jeff Wilson Jr., I saw him on the sideline. He was active. So there is no reason that Jeff Wilson Jr. should not have been on that field, on that goal line, and he would have ran that in, and that would have been a touchdown. We would not have lost this game. But no, you tried out Raheem Mostert, you just gonna put the load on him. Nothing. So what happens? That's a turnover on downs. And what happens on the first play of the second quarter, you know what I'm saying, for the Cardinals? They get right out there, man. They run right up the gut. So they get close enough. It's a 65-yard field goal. No, they had 13 plays. They went 65 yards. Total time possession was 5 minutes and 2 seconds for them to start the second quarter. But it was a missed field goal because Zane Gonzalez couldn't kick a field goal to save his life. We come out. We get the ball back offensively. Next thing we have, 5 plays. We started at our 42-yard line. We got 22 yards. Time of possession was 2:12. Punt. Next thing, they go out, and on defense, we made it happen. Dre Greenlaw gets the tip drill. Jaquaski Tart gets the interception. So I'm like, cool, we solid right here. Go down there, 6 plays, 20 yards, only a minute and 59 seconds worth of time of possession. Robbie Gold field goal. Okay. Next thing you know, Cardinals get the ball back, 6 plays, 37 yards, only 30 seconds of possession. Zane Gonzalez actually hits a 57-yard field goal. A 56-yard field goal. So, all right, that ends the third quarter. That ends the second quarter. So we go in the third quarter. Zane Gonzalez comes out again after 11-play drive. Try to kick a nice long field goal. Didn't work out. They had time of possession, 5-11. So next thing you know, 49ers get the ball back. Punt. We couldn't convert a third down to save our lives today. And that is horrible. I think we were like 1 for 10 or like 1 for 12. It was pathetic. It's straight pathetic. Our third down conversion rate was horrible. And on that first drive of the third quarter, we went minus 2 yards and only had the ball 1 minute and 39 seconds. So next thing you know, Cardinals get the ball back. Defense does their job again. 6 plays, 25 yards, only 2 minutes, 27 seconds of possession. Time of possession, punt. 49ers get the ball back. 8 plays, 36 yards, 3:29 for possession. Time of possession, punt. So next thing you know, Arizona gets the ball back. Arizona goes 14 plays, 71 yards, 6 minutes, 48 seconds. And Kyler Murray scrambles for a touchdown. We still have an issue with mobile quarterbacks. Excuse me, I was burping. And Nick thought we had a great game plan for it. Everybody said we're good. Everybody felt great. You know what killed me is, so that's the end of the third quarter. Now we down 17-13. So we come out, Jimmy G, nice little pass to Jerick McKinnon, his first touchdown since 2017. Thank you for finally producing after almost 3 years of nothing. 6 plays, 51 yards, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Touchdown to Jerick McKinnon. So we're down. So now we're up 17-20. So what happens? Arizona comes. This is in the fourth quarter. Arizona comes right back. They turn around, and it's a scoring play. Kenyon Drake up the middle for a 1-yard touchdown. Like they drove down the field with on us on that play. And next thing you know, man, we get the ball back, and we have to make this happen. We are close enough. We're in the red zone, man. and we had the ball for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We drained that clock. We ran it to perfection. It worked. But what happens? 6 yard run, 5 yard pass, 9 yard run, 7 yard pass, 6 yard pass, 10 yard run, 2 yard pass, 9 yard pass. Pass was incomplete to KB because Jimmy didn't put the ball where it's supposed to be. But that should have been a pass interference because you cannot face guard the receiver. Patrick Peterson put his hands up, jumped up in front of Kendrick Bourne's view, and did not look to, try to get the ball. Now, on that play, Kendrick Bourne could have come back and tried to get the ball, and what they would have been able to call would have been PI because there would have been some kind of contact. But either way, there should have been pass interference on Patrick Peterson because you cannot do that. I've seen the 49ers do that a million times, and there's flags all over the field. The field looked damn near yellow. But Patrick Peterson doesn't, and now it's magically okay. In our own home, we barely got any penalties. There were so many penalties that they missed. And there were so many penalties that we got that were just completely erroneous. Are you serious right now, man? That Kerry Hyder got a penalty for basically somersaulting over Kyler Murray. And he was crying all game. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to be kidding me. Kyler Murray was crying like a little bitch most of the game because that pocket was collapsing. But the issue is Kyler Murray is a mobile quarterback, so when the pocket collapsed, what did Kyler Murray do? Kyler Murray adjusted. He said, I'm going to use my legs to do what the fuck I got to do. Jimmy, on the other hand, it took him forever to figure out I cannot be a statue in a pocket that is collapsing. That's what Brady used to do. Brady, whenever he got rattled, man, he was not, because Brady's not a mobile guy. When he was in New England, that's what he saw. So he's probably just doing what he saw, thinking that that's the way to do it. You cannot do that, Jimmy. If the pocket is collapsing, you must get out of there. You must move, and you must make a play. The other thing about Jimmy, he was holding the ball like it was his newborn child, and he didn't want to let go. There was one play literally where he didn't even go through his progressions fully. He looked to the left, and when that pocket collapsed, he didn't know what to do. Yes, there were a couple of times he showed a little bit of escapability. Like, I give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, Jimmy, you got to get the ball out, man. There was a play to Trent Taylor. When Trent Taylor was breaking on that route, that ball should have been thrown. And that would have at least gotten us a first down. But nope, he threw the ball late. Drake Kirkpatrick was able to make a play on it. Jimmy played like hot garbage. He played like hot garbage. And the offensive line did what they could, but they didn't look great. We had Hronis Grasu out there as our center. I'm thinking Ben Garland's good to go. All this time he didn't had off. It's just an ankle sprain. I know you're a big boy, but goddamn. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me right now, man, that the O-line still has to gel. We got to get right. I'm glad that Daniel Brunskill didn't start at center because then it probably would have been worse. But, I barely saw much of D Ford. If I did see him at all, barely saw any, barely. Our base ends were Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead. That's literally what was going on. So it was just, the last drive was just pathetic, man. We did what we were supposed to do by draining the clock, but we could not punch it in to save our lives. And I got to give respect to the Cardinals defense. I didn't respect them at first, man. I thought it was going to be easy, we was good. This is nothing. But nah, man. Nah, that defensive line is made up of a bunch of no-name people outside of Chandler Jones. I don't know who any of those people are. There's this dude, I think his last name was Blackson or something like that. That dude was in our backfield a lot. He was making plays. So, much respect to the Cardinals defense for doing what they did. They made things happen. We did have an issue with George because Budda Baker tackled him and he pushed his knee all the, pretty much back, man. And then after that, man, George was almost non-existent. After that play, George just wasn't George. And I was like, I don't know whether he's injured, but he was out for a couple of plays. So I didn't know whether he was injured or what happened, but they might have cheated, defenses to him. And that was the case. But man, that second half was when the 49ers defense just wound up doing it. We were gassed, man, because they started running hurry up offense and they were killing us. And for all y'all out there, and I know there's a couple of y'all out there, man, that's gonna say this, that that were a little too over the top, when it came to this stuff. But let me tell y'all exactly what happened. Kyler Murray had one TD and one interception. He threw for 230 yards. He was 26 out of 40. Kyler Murray ran for 91 fucking yards. But we got a plan for mobile quarterbacks? Don't look like we got a plan like that. The man led his team in rushing. Come on, people. That's it's 13 for 91. You serious right now? Nah, man. And he had a TD. He averaged 7 yards a fucking carry. No, that doesn't sound like a plan of mobile quarterbacks for me. I'm sorry. From a defensive standpoint. And then the dude that everybody said they wasn't really worried about, and I told y'all you need to respect his greatness. Everybody, and I'm definitely putting it out there, man. And I don't sound weak when I say this. Anybody who tells me I sound weak when I say this is just flat out facts. And if you don't like facts, then oh well, that's your problem. You need to respect DeAndre Hopkins. I told y'all when they got him, respect. The man did what he did throughout his whole career with a quarterback carousel. So it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He will get open. He will make plays. He will do what he needs to do. DeAndre Hopkins had 14 catches for 151 fucking yards. That's 16 yards a catch. Now, mind you, D-Hop didn't really get going until like the second half. We shut it down pretty much most of the game. But it looked like it took him and Kyler time to just start gelling. There was even a play where Kyler thought he was going to, run a comeback, and he kept going, and he even looked at Kyler, and I literally saw him mouth on the sideline, "What the fuck?" So it's going to take time for him to gel with Kyler Murray, but the Cardinals are 1-0, and we're 0-1. And we're 0-1 because we beat ourselves. And we beat ourselves on offense. And we didn't hold the ball long enough when we knew that defense was gassed, man. They're running that hurry-up offense and fucking us all up, And they were collapsing our pocket so fast. Jimmy G had happy feet, man. He was in there tap dancing his ass off. When he was making plays, when he was making throws, his feet were wide. You can't do that with a wide base, man. You got to have your feet planted firmly. You got to be able to step into your throws. And you have to throw with anticipation. All that decisiveness they were talking about in camp that he had, he's making better throws. He's doing this. I didn't see that shit on the field the other day. I know that much. I didn't see a damn thing. None of that. And I'm just saying, man, it was a really bad game. It was a very bad game. So it just... we gave up, 3 sacks? Yeah, this kid, Angelo Blackson, that's his last name. Angelo Blackson was giving us fits the other day. He was killing us. Zach Allen had a sack. Chandler Jones had a sack. But Jimmy was holding the ball too long, man. You got to get through your progressions. And if your progressions, if you go through your progressions and you see that somebody's not open, you got to make a play. You got to throw it away. You got to do whatever you got to do. But you cannot continually take sacks and fuck us with field position. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to rely on Mitch Wish to punt the ball 50 fucking yards to be able to give us some good field position. But that's basically what it was. With Zane Gonzalez missing all of those field goals, bro, we should have been fine. We should have won this game easily. And there were several plays where receivers were wide open and Jimmy just didn't see them. He wasn't finding them. Like, he's got to get better, man. He has to get better. I understand it's basically his second year in the offense and whatnot, but we should not have come out this flat on offense, and we shouldn't have been that bad. That tells me we need Ben Garland back right now, because obviously Hronis Grasu does not gel with the line like that. He just came in but a couple weeks ago, so we can't expect, Grasu to go out there and be a fucking star center. He's playing as a backup for the fucking Ravens. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad, man. It was really bad. Outside of D-Hop, nobody else on their team really ate us alive. Larry Fitzgerald had a couple of first downs, but that's what he does against the 49ers. But he only had 4 receptions for 34 yards, so that wasn't really much. But then let's flip over to us from a stat standpoint. Jimmy Garoppolo, 19-33 passing, 259 yards, and 2 TDs. That's better than Patrick Mahomes. But the difference with him and Patrick Mahomes was Mahomes, unfortunately, went ahead and he won his game. But we couldn't win ours. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, saying that to try to, say that the Chiefs are better than us, because I don't feel like they are. I feel like we're still a great team. I'm not going to give up on Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm not going to give up on the team, but we played a horrible game yesterday. Raheem, 15 carries, 56 yards. He does not run well against the Cardinals, people. It's not the team for him to play. He just doesn't run well. Jerick McKinnon, 3 carries for 24 yards. And they try to force a lot to McKinnon. I saw that. Kyle Shanahan was trying to feed him like nobody's business. And McKinnon was rusty because he had a pass slip right through his hands. He should have caught that ball. He should have caught it. Pass slipped right through his hands in one of the times that he caught it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that great. Our leading receiver, Raheem Mostert, 4 catches, 95 yards, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Jerick McKinnon, 3 catches, 20 yards, touchdown. George Kittle, 4 catches, 44 yards. So we didn't even incorporate our receivers really at all. The only actual receivers that caught a ball was Kendrick Bourne and Trent Taylor. That was it. Dante Pettis looked like hot fucking garbage. So all y'all on the Dante train, I'm just letting you know, you better jump off because that motherfucker derailed last night. Dante looked like shit when he returned the punt. Dante was in there for several plays and wasn't getting targeted. And Dante had one play where the ball was in the air and he could have went up there and got it and just took the hit. Like, he could have done that. And what did Dante do? He knew that contact was coming. He didn't do shit. Ball flew right over his head. He just ran off. He is a chump. He's scary. He is not fit for the NFL. The man is not ready. You can't be out there being a punk and being afraid of catching the ball. I'm sorry. If that's the case, call up River Craycraft or whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't do that. You cannot. I'm sorry. You can't do that. Our defense played as hard as they possibly could, but at the end of the day, man, the zone scheme, I don't like it. And I still don't like it. What kills me is Robert Saleh will do this. He will say, man, if everybody does their job, we will always, the scheme works. The scheme does not work when you have a bunch fucking formation and you have 2 dudes standing in a zone. There's too many soft spots in that zone. The wide 9 doesn't work very well against the run. You know why? Because it's very susceptible to runs up the gut. You have the defensive linemen lining up wide outside the tackles. You have the defensive tackles lining up wide outside of the guards. So there is a wide open space right up the goddamn middle. And the way that you rush when in a wide 9 is you're enclosing like this. But if you get just that split second, boom, in that little inch of space, you are gone. Kyler Murray ate us alive yesterday running, man. Ate us alive. So we did not have a plan for a mobile quarterback. Because if we did and that was it, definitely didn't execute for shit. But that's on Robert Saleh. He has to learn. Like, we brought this new defensive backs coach in, and he was talking about playing man defense. You know what I'm saying? Playing man on gets these DBs. We didn't play man. We was playing 10 yards off. Once again, like, it kills me. You cannot play 10 yards off of a fucking receiver and then expect to always make a play. It does not work. I am so sorry. You have a bunch formation where you have 3 guys lined up and you playing 10 yards off and you only got 1 DB over there and 3 linebackers. Like, what the fuck are you doing? DeAndre Hopkins had several plays where he was just wide the fuck open. Why? It doesn't make sense. You have to change your scheme up to understand what are offense's weaknesses. And you adjust. Your scheme cannot remain the same and you think it's always going to work. It did not work this time. It didn't, man. We got our asses handed to us because that whack-ass fucking defensive scheme did not pan out. That zone scheme just got ate up. They found the soft spots and killed us. When the pocket collapsed, Kyler Murray got out there and ran on us. Like, all these things happened, man, and it was all bad. So I'm not necessarily happy with the way that we played. Jimmy G looked like hot garbage. I'm not telling you I'm giving up on him. I'm just calling it like I see it. Jimmy looked bad. He looked really bad. And we got our ass handed to us in our own home. Not necessarily got our ass handed to us. We only lost by 4 points. The defense did what they could, and they looked great pretty much, I would say, through the first half. It wasn't until the second half, probably about mid-fourth quarter, where they really started, to wind up folding because of all the hurry-up offense and everything like that. And D-Hop didn't get going until the second half either, But our next game, man, we gotta go play the Jets. And we gotta go to New York. So we better be on our shit, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, if we go out there, the Jets, the one thing about the Jets last year was they had the worst offense in the league. They were like bottom in rushing and passing. They were horrible. But their defense was number 7. So the Jets defense ain't the issue. Now, yes, they lost Jamal Adams to Seattle. So, yeah, that's a big loss because that dude is a very stellar safety. But they picked up Bradley McDougald from Seattle. So it's like inserting another dude that's just almost just as good. From a stats perspective, Bradley McDougald did better than Jamal Adams in very different aspects. So the Jets' defense wasn't the problem. It was their offense. So we got to hope that our defense can make Sam Darnold extremely uncomfortable and we can go out there and make plays against the Jets. I'll give y'all a game preview for them. But, I'm done taking up much of your time. This video is almost 30 minutes long. But I was extremely frustrated with the way that we played because we had no effort. It was very, very horrible. And we should have been better than that. We should have automatically known, hey, we got to go out here. We got to do what we got to do. We got to make these plays. And Jimmy has to get through his progressions. And he has to get out of the fucking pocket. You cannot stand still like a goddamn statue and take the sack. I said that last year. I'm going to say it this year, and I'm going to keep saying it until he figures out. You got to move, man. You can't stand there and just watch the pocket collapse and then at the last minute go, oh, maybe I should get out of the pocket. No. Move. Shift. Run around. Do something. There were a couple of plays, like I said, where he has a little bit of escapability and he showed it. That's fine. But at the end of the day, man, like if you're outside the hash marks, just get the ball past the fucking, past the line of scrimmage and throw the ball away. Don't take the sack, man. Come on. I know the offensive line didn't do great. Yes, it was Trent Williams' first game back in, a full year. Yes, Hronis Grasu started at center, so that definitely didn't look like that worked out very well. But hopefully this next game, Ben Garland can go. Brandon Ayuk can get out there, but you can tell that the chemistry between Jimmy and Trent Taylor didn't look good. You can tell that he definitely should have thrown the ball a little bit better to KB. KB should have came back and possibly at least created the contact. But with the way that it was going for us, it looked like the refs was against us in our own fucking home, so they probably would have called offensive PI. But it just, we got to get better. We got to get a lot better. So next week we play against the Jets, man, and we got to make it happen, guys. We have to make it happen. But y'all stay faithful, y'all stay blessed, and I'm out.